Have you ever wondered if a small act of kindness can truly change the world? Well, today I'm going to share a story that proves it can. It's a story about a boy named Rohit, whose life is a testament to the power of love, sacrifice, and the incredible ripple effect of a single good deed. Rohit's story begins in a small, humble village. He didn't have much growing up. His mother passed away when he was just a little boy, leaving him in the care of his loving father. His father was a simple man, a laborer who worked tirelessly day in and day out. But despite their poverty, he had a giant dream for his son. He dreamed that one day, Rohit would wear a white coat and become a doctor, a healer who could ease the suffering of others. This dream became his life's mission. Every single penny his father earned was carefully saved for Rohit's education. He would often skip meals himself just to make sure Rohit had books and a proper school uniform. He believed that education was the only way out of their life of hardship. For him, seeing Rohit study under the dim light of a kerosene lamp was more fulfilling than any meal. He was sacrificing his present for his son's future, pouring all his hopes and aspirations into it. Rohit saw this, and he carried the weight of his father's dream on his young shoulders, studying with a diligence that was far beyond his years. He was determined not to let his father down. Life, however, has a cruel way of testing our resolve. Just when things seemed to be on track, a devastating tragedy struck. Although father was in a terrible accident at his workplace. The accident was severe, and he lost both of his hands. At that single horrific moment, it felt as though their world had crumbled. The family's sole breadwinner was now unable to work. The dream of Rohit becoming a doctor seemed to shatter into a million pieces. How could they possibly afford the expensive medical education now? Despair washed over their small home like a dark, relentless cloud. The future that once looked so bright was now shrouded in uncertainty and fear. But in the face of this immense tragedy, something incredible happened. Instead of succumbing to despair, Rohit's resolve only grew stronger. Seeing his father, a man who had given him everything, now so helpless and broken, ignited a fire within him. He went to his father's bedside, held his gaze, and made a solemn promise. Said, "Father, I will not let your dream die. I will become a doctor. Will fulfill your wish no matter what it takes." This promise wasn't just words. It was a sacred vow that would guide every decision he made from that day forward. Rohit's life became a grueling routine of study and work. His days were spent poring over textbooks, absorbing every piece of knowledge he could. But when school was over, his work began. He started making and selling handmade soap door to door. He would walk for miles under the hot sun, his voice hoarse from calling out to potential customers. Every single rupee he earned was a small victory, another step closer to his goal. He faced rejection, exhaustion, and sometimes even ridicule. But whenever he felt like giving up, he would picture his father's face, his hopeful eyes, and he would find the strength to carry on. He was no longer just a boy. He was a warrior fighting a battle for his family's dream. Years of this relentless hard work finally paid off. Rohit excelled in his studies and passed his final exams with flying colors. He was now ready to apply for medical school, the final gateway to his dream. But there was one last formidable hurdle. The application fee for the university was 500 rupees. In today's world, that might not sound like much, but for Rohit, it was a fortune. He had saved every penny he could, but after all the household expenses and his father's needs, he was still short. He was so close, yet so far. It felt like he had run a marathon, only to trip just before the finish line. His heart sank. Was this where his journey would end? Just as he was about to lose all hope, a miracle occurred. He was sitting by the roadside, his head in his hands, when a woman noticed his distress. She was a stranger, just passing by. She asked him what was wrong, with tears in his eyes. Rohit poured out his story, his father's dream, the accident, his promise, and the final 500 rupee obstacle that stood in his way. The woman listened patiently, her heart moved by his struggle and determination. Without a moment's hesitation, she opened her purse and handed him a 500 rupee note. She simply said, "Go, fulfill your father's dream, make him proud." Rohit was speechless. A complete stranger had just handed him the key to his future. He didn't even get her name, but he swore he would never forget her face or her kindness. That 500 rupees was more than just money. It was a lifeline. It was a sign from the universe that he was on the right path. That money Rohit applied for medical school and was accepted. The years that followed were filled with intense study and hard work, but Rohit never wavered. The memory of his father's sacrifice and the stranger's kindness fueled his determination. He graduated at the top of his class and went on to become not just a doctor, but a brilliant and compassionate surgeon. He had done it. He had fulfilled his promise. Many years passed. Dr. Rohit became a renowned figure in the medical community. He eventually opened his own state-of-the-art hospital, dedicated to providing the best care, especially for those who couldn't afford it. He had achieved a level of success he could only have dreamed of as a young boy selling soap on the streets. But he never forgot where he came from. He never forgot the people who helped him along the way. One day, an elderly woman was brought into his hospital. She was critically ill, and her family had no money to pay for the expensive treatment she needed. As Dr. Rohit reviewed her case file, he looked at her photograph. A jolt went through him. His heart pounded in his chest. It was her. It was the woman who had given him 500 rupees all those years ago. Time had etched lines on her face, but he could never forget her kind eyes. She had no idea who he was. She was just a poor, sick woman in a hospital, her life hanging by a thread. Dr. Rohit immediately took over her case. He personally oversaw her treatment, ensuring she received the absolute best care his hospital could offer. He poured all his skill and knowledge into saving her. After a long and difficult battle, she made a full recovery. When her family came to him, worried about the massive bill, Dr. Rohit simply smiled and handed them a file. On the bill, where the total amount should have been. He had written a single sentence, paid in full with 500 rupees, many years ago. The family was stunned, confused. Dr. Rohit then sat with them and told them the whole story. He told them how this woman's small act of kindness had changed the entire course of his life, allowing him to become the man he was today. This story is a powerful reminder that our lives are all interconnected. The love of a father, the sacrifice of skipping a meal, the determination of a young boy, and the simple, selfless kindness of a stranger. All of these threads wove together to create a beautiful tapestry of hope and triumph. It shows us that you never know how much of an impact your actions can have on someone else's life. A small gesture, a few words of encouragement, or a helping hand can be the catalyst for a miracle. Rohit's journey teaches us that no dream is too big and no obstacle is too great when you have love and determination on your side. And most importantly, it teaches us to always pay kindness forward. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content. Don't forget to share this with someone who might need a little bit of hope today. See you in the next video.